All right, let's jump right into this. Welcome everyone to this analysis. Today, we're taking a super fascinating look at a raw, completely unfiltered reaction to one of the most highly anticipated films out there right now, Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've got this passionate fan review that, honestly, even though it's brief, is just absolutely packed with insight into what makes this movie tick for the audience. We're going to break down this hugely enthusiastic response to really understand what's resonating with viewers. We're digging right into the emotion, the acting, and of course the surprises that are literally driving audiences wild. Let's just drop right into the raw sentiment of the reviewer's opening line. They say, "Brother, what a movie Spider-Man Brand New Day is." Right off the bat, you can tell this isn't your standard polished critic review. No way. This is visceral. This is that immediate post-theater adrenaline talking. That phrase, "what a movie," it completely sets the tone for everything we're about to explore today. It establishes this massive, undeniable hype surrounding the film. I mean, you know the filmmakers have struck a major chord when a viewer walks out of the cinema and their very first instinct is to just proclaim this to the entire world.
Section 1. The Anatomy of a Raving Review. So, what exactly makes this fan's reaction so incredibly passionate?
Well, beneath that massive wave of hype, there's actually a very specific anatomy to this praise. The reviewer didn't just say the film was good and leave it at that, right? They gave us a clear roadmap, what I like to call the 3 pillars of praise. First up, high emotional weight. Second, Tom Holland's stellar acting. And third, unpredictable mid-movie twists. By breaking down the reviewer's thoughts like this, we can see exactly what's working for the audience. It's not just about the flashy special effects or the action choreography. It's really about this trinity of human emotion and incredible performance and genuine narrative surprise.
Section 2. An emotional narrative core. Which brings us to our first big takeaway.
We generally associate superhero movies with massive spectacle, right? But the very first specific element this fan wanted to highlight wasn't some crazy fight scene. It was the surprising emotional depth. They called it very emotional. And honestly, these words are the beating heart of this review. The audience member was deeply moved. It tells us the film clearly isn't pulling its punches when it comes to the narrative stakes and the internal journeys of these characters. When a fan explicitly singles out how heavy and touching a giant blockbuster film is, it tells you, for sure, that the story is genuinely connected on a very human level.
But here's the thing. An emotional script is really just words on a page without the right delivery. So the absolute crucial point is, what anchors this heavy emotional storyline? How does a movie about a guy swinging around with spider powers actually make you feel something profound? We've got to bridge the gap between the film's ambitious emotional weight and the actor who actually carries it on his shoulders. Section 3, Tom Holland's masterclass performance. Because to ground those heavy emotions we just talked about, you really need an incredible leading man. The reviewer says, Tom Holland has done great work. It's simple, it's direct, and it's incredibly powerful praise. They identify Holland's performance as an absolute standout element of the whole film. It is his performance that's carrying that emotional weight we discussed just a second ago. The reviewer's making it abundantly clear here that Holland's portrayal isn't just, good. It's a major driving force behind why this movie resonates so well. He isn't just putting on the suit. He's truly delivering a performance that sticks with you long after you leave the theater. Now, wait a second. Is the movie just a straightforward emotional drama then? Based on what we've covered so far, the deep feelings, the great acting, you might actually think so. But let's pivot the narrative a bit to build some curiosity about the plot structure itself. Because while the heart and the performances are definitely front and center, the reviewer makes absolutely sure to warn us about the surprises waiting in the wings. Section 4. Unpredictable mid-movie twists. Because, a great emotional core is fantastic, but genuine surprise is what really sparks those wild fan reactions. The reviewer points out the twists that are in between, and this specific phrasing is super interesting. It shows us that the movie continuously keeps the audience guessing throughout its entire runtime. It's not just like one big twist tagged on to the very end of the movie, it's a whole series of unpredictable moments woven directly into the middle of the story. The reviewer is essentially telling you, do not get comfortable. Just when you think you've got the emotional rhythm figured out, boom, the movie throws a massive curveball at you. Section 5. The final urgent verdict. So after all this evidence, the reviewer gives us a concluding, highly enthusiastic recommendation that you simply cannot ignore. They say, go as soon as possible and watch it. This isn't just a casual suggestion. This is a definitive, urgent, must-watch directive. And really think about why they're saying as soon as possible. Given those mid-movie twists we just analyzed, this urgency makes perfect sense. They're basically telling you to get to the theater before anyone on the internet has the chance to spoil those huge surprises for you. So, we've broken down the anatomy of this incredibly hyped fan reaction. We've seen the evidence of deep emotional weight, Tom Holland's standout acting, and a narrative absolutely packed full of surprises. Now, the final question goes directly to you. Are you ready to experience the emotion and discover the twists for yourself? This raw, passionate review certainly makes a highly compelling case to head straight to the theater right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this analysis. Keep asking questions, keep looking closely at the details, and I will see you next time.